Good morning, Backyard Kids. This month, we're ready to launch because we're finding out what it means to take initiative. It takes initiative to see things that need to be done and then to do something about them and to solve problems that no one else is taking on. God can help us live that way every day. So last week, we met Nehemiah, a Jewish man who was living in Babylon. He had heard that his homeland, Jerusalem, was badly damaged and that the city walls were broken down and burned. And this made him so sad, but he didn't just sit around waiting for someone else to do something about it. He took initiative. He asked the king of Persia to let him travel to Jerusalem so that he could take a look for himself, and then he rallied the people around him to help start repairing the wall. So they decided to divide and conquer, and each family or group took a part of the wall to work on. For a while, things went pretty well. People from surrounding areas even made threats, and they were able to get through even that. It seemed like nothing could stand in their way until new trouble showed up inside the city walls. A group of people came to see Nehemiah, and they told him that there just wasn't enough food for everyone, and that they were having to sell their fields and their vineyards just to buy grain. Not only that, but they were also having to borrow money to pay the taxes that they owed to the king. And on top of that, the officials who were collecting the taxes were charging people extra interest that they were just pocketing to make just themselves more rich. So just when you thought that it couldn't get worse, it did, because now the people were having to send their children out to work for these officials because they owed them so much money that they didn't have to pay. Nehemiah could not believe what he was hearing. He knew that he had to do something to help these people. And in fact, he took the problem so seriously that he stopped work on the wall to call all of the officials together. Nehemiah reminded the officials how the Jewish people had been held captive in the past, and now it was happening again, but they were doing it to themselves, to their own people. So Nehemiah told the officials that what they were doing was wrong. So he, along with his family and the men, would be lending money and grain, but this time there would be no interest charged. He insisted that the officials give back all the people's fields and vineyards that they had taken, along with the additional interest that they had charged. Surprisingly, the officials agreed. So they were able to make things right, and now everyone had what they needed, and so work began again and went faster and even better than before. As Nehemiah continued to lead the people in rebuilding the city of Jerusalem, he looked for ways to treat others fairly and to make things right. And guys, you and I should do that too. In fact, that's our bottom line for this week. Look for ways to make things right. And don't forget to ask God to help you with that. Have a great week.